Hi guys, this is Pam Mariah, and I hope you had a good 2020. My spring semester was a little rough, but I'm slowly kind of getting the hang of things now with the new, uh, with the new ways we have around our society. And I'm talking to you from my virtual environment, which I have called In the Finger Lakes, and it's also available on Kitely, and you can teleport to it right from the Kitely Center. And this is what I have been working on for the spring semester, and I would like to continue to work on for the summer and to integrate other technologies to it. I've also started to develop a course which I have available on Google Sites called Building Educational Environments, and it's a course for educators wanting to learn how to build their own custom educational environments to invite their class over for discussions and uh, recreational use. And I'm going to go ahead and speed this up because I thought I was talking while she was moving. I mean, that she was moving while I was talking. And okay, and I had to do the video separate because I recorded this while my daughter was asleep, and now I couldn't talk in while I was. Anyway, if you have kids, you understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is going to be like the welcome center, and this is where I'm going to have set up the three objectives of the course. The first objective being having students have a basic knowledge of building. Then the second part, then the second part is for them to come up with some kind of activity, some kind of game or scavenger hunt or a book reading or something using the textures you can upload. And then the third one would be to add some LSL code to make either the game they had originally created, make it interactive, or create a new activity or a new game and make that interactive. And that's what the class looks like on Google Classroom. And so for this, for all the buildings here, I've used a industrial modern style for decorating. I have like hardwood floors and brick walls and stainless steel and stuff like that that you'd see in restored factories and stuff like that in the city. All of these buildings I have gathered from the Freebie Mall on Kitely. Here I have some imagery set up for educators in case they want to make their own virtual classroom. They can have their imagery from the classroom and decorate their space with it. And they can have videos straight from here and send it to their classroom. Okay, so now we're back on where the teleport drops you off. And we're walking over to the DaVinci Cafe, which I think some of you were in my class for fall, and I started the DaVinci Cafe, or at least the concept of it, when I didn't have any idea on how to build or how to use this program. And now this is the new and improved DaVinci Cafe. As you can see, there's like the tin ceiling and the hardwood floors. And you can come here and grab yourself a coffee and some yummy donuts and have a seat and talk to your friends right here on the chairs. Or you can have a seat here in my DaVinci chairs and, look at the view and sit by the fireplace. Yeah, so I'm quite proud of this cafe. It was a lot of work to create the see-through panels. I actually used windows from one of those free buildings that we can get from the Kitely Freebie Mall, and I stretched them out and I made them the size that I wanted for the cafe. So here you can admire Leonardo's self-portrait. You can play the piano or you can make a drawing. Then I'm going to take you to where the meeting area is in the DaVinci Cafe area. Some nice wood logs you can sit on, and my chairs are floating right now because I lowered the floor. And if you were in my class last fall, you remember the main idea for the Jeopardy game. The idea behind this is if you have a class. Oh, first talking about the tic-tac-toe. I'm sorry. So this is one of the interactive games I have for maybe the younger grades. The teachers can upload their imagery, and they can have the students create, play tic-tac-toe and other interactive games. So that helps with critical thinking. And then you have um, the interactive buttons for the Jeopardy board. You can upload your own questions and then add the code to add your imagery and have it generate the right imagery when you click on the buttons. And now I will be walking towards the studios, which is part of the course. Every student who takes the class is assigned a studio of their choice. It could be a brownstone or it could be one of the bigger school buildings. And they will decorate them and change the style based on what they are learning, or the style of choice. I'm going to go here to where I have my sign for morning line designs, and that's one of the one of my projects that I use to make t-shirts for equestrian horse lover people and racetrack lovers. Since I worked in the racetrack grooming horses for a very long time, I have a lot of friends who still work with horses, and so I design t-shirts for their events and stuff like that. And here's my studio. I have a picture of The Kiss by Gustav Klimt. I have a drawing of a horse that I made, like a Native American war horse. And it's not clear. It's too bad. It's actually it's got a good resolution. I don't know why you can't see it well. And here's another one of my illustrations, and there's a painting that I made. It was a mural I've made in my house of the sun and the moon, and that's me down there. So this is what I would love my studio to look like. I mean, this is like a dream come true to have my own studio, be an entire brownstone. So then we're gonna head out to see other parts of the island right now, and see all these brownstones here are open for grabs. You can come in and grab your own studio and start designing and applying the knowledge you've gained in the course. And I have this nice little bridge here which goes over the waterfall area I've designed, inspired by the Finger Lakes, or many waterfalls and rock formations and stuff like that we have around this area. So over here I have I'm still showing the waterfall area. I have the sandbox, which is where a couple of my pilot students have been experimenting with buildings and other projects. And of course, you guys are welcome to create things here. Then I am still creating more paths and creating other studios for potential future students. And I have these smaller buildings set up here, which can be used as studios. If you don't want to work on a bigger building, you can work on a little one, which are these guys over here, or you can work on this other cabin looking one. Okay, so here is my soccer field, and here's where I am showing off my interactive codes, which I've created my soccer balls. And pretty soon I'm going to be making a lesson on how to make, that's someone coughing. Oops. How to make dice and how you can roll the dice and have it available for a game with your class. And over here is the idea that I had to offer the Finger Lakes for a virtual graduation. So if you know anyone who's graduating who would like to hold a party here at Finger Lakes, it's of course free of charge, and I would love to decorate and have a group of students here celebrating and taking pictures. I can set up some code to have a screen with several pictures during the class, or whatever pictures you want to put in there. I can make more balloons, and I'm not sure about music. I don't think you can have music in here, but we can play music on our computer and we can just dance, with our gestures and stuff like that. And you can have all your friends over, and it could be a lot of fun. And that's the flyer I've made. And so this is Pam Mariah, and I'm looking forward to taking this class with you. and share each other's knowledge. And I've seen a lot of interesting things so far. So thank you and have a good night.